Good morning, Olga, and welcome on to the Business Northern Ireland podcast. How are you?
I'm good, Canis. Thanks for the invitation.
Not at all, not at all. And where are you today?
So I'm in our main office here in Tunbridge today.
Brilliant, brilliant. And if you just tell our listeners exactly what it is that you do.
So I own McAteer Solutions Estate Agents, and we cover across all of Northern Ireland. We have several branches here in the north. We have our main office here in Tunbridge. We started off in Dungiven, and we have an office in Belfast as well. And we have a new branch opening in London. And we have another branch which we can't release yet. We just confirmed it yesterday. So this is good timing, but I can't release the new location.
Okay, exciting timing.
Exciting
times. So when did you start in Dungiven?
So I started off 7 years ago in Dungiven by complete and utter accident. I did not set out to be an estate agent. I've always worked in the construction sector. Must be now coming up nearly 30 years. And I fell into a estate agency by, as I said, accident. What happened was back, you remember in the crash, 2007, 2008, I was in the construction sector at the time, and the construction sector was probably one of the biggest hits in the crash. And I happened to be a troubleshooter at that time in the construction sector, and people sort of heard about me because they heard that I was sorting out, natural messes. Again, I was not educated in that line of work. It was just my background and knowledge helping people in financial distress. And that could have been a farmer, that could have been, a construction company or a subcontractor. And I just was renowned for helping people to get out of like property disasters and financial messes. And that was for like genuine hard-working people that were maybe just about to lose the roof above their own family home. So I was renowned for, I had a good name, and my morals and integrity, we just got us to where we are today. But the opening come, I was working up in the High Court one day for a client that couldn't afford a solicitor, and I saw what was happening around me. And I was listening on the corridors and hearing about deals that were being completed and not completed. And I just thought, there is a niche for me somewhere in here to do a better job and give people a better valued service in estate agency, because estate agency is a really hard game, and it is very male dominated as well. And for there's not very female founded estate agency practices here in the north. And I just found that I needed to do a better job and give people a better service. And we did that, and we're nearly 7 years in business, and it's worked because we just do a really good job, Canis, and we work for our clients.
Yeah, sounds good. It's a long journey and a lot of twists and turns along the road.
A very long journey, and believe me, it has been tough. Our competitors do not like to see us here, because we are now #1 top estate agent in the Mid Ulster area. We have the top listings, and we have property from £50,000 up to 5 million. We sell businesses as well privately, like companies up to maybe between £5 and £10 million. We're renowned in the quarrying industry, where we have sold privately quarries as well. Quarries is my niche. I love it. Says you, that's a very rare thing for a woman to be in. But that was my background, because I come from the background of Crea Concrete. I come from a background of Murphy's Quarry and Dungiven, and that was my baby. So it was. So no problem pulling on the work boots.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So I suppose then, as you say, estate agent is a competitive space, and it normally comes down to what's the fee on that, and a lot of things. And I imagine that you're not the cheapest, okay, from a point of view, because it's all about the service. So what does McAteer do differently to your competitors, or what would you say is your niche?
Our niche is our value. and we are not the cheapest. And I don't want to be the cheapest either, because I always have our vision and our integrity and our morals in business was never to be the cheapest, but to be the best. And I always say, there's an old saying, you pay for what you get.
Mm-hmm.
So our team have the same vision and belief as us. You pay for a valued service with us because you get top results. And not every agent has the same values as us, and they push numbers, and they will maybe offer a cheaper service with a cheaper commission fee or a cheaper marketing fee. We are not that type of estate agent because I pay top results to my team. I pay top wages to my staff. And therefore, my team work tirelessly hard. Like myself, it's 7 days a week in here. It's not a 9 to 5 job. I mean, I could be up at 6 a.m. I could be up at 7. I might not be in the house till maybe 10 some evenings, but that's part and parcel of the business. But our value, and we have other clients that ring us saying, what's your fees and so forth. But I tell them our fee. They don't sometimes like to hear it because we're maybe a bit more expensive than other estate agents. But then they come back to us. They maybe also went to another agent who was maybe cheaper. And then a month or 2 months down the line, they come back to us because they say, number one, they didn't do what they said they were going to do. Number two, they didn't sell our house or our commercial property. And then they come back. So I don't like to hear that, because we are always about the value driven. And to me, our clients at the minute are all word of mouth. And it took us 7 years to get here for people to believe in us and trust us. And it's worked because we just honestly do a genuine hard day's work for all our clients.
It's very true. You only have one reputation, and and it's very hard. It's very easy to lose, but it's very hard to change. But you only have one reputation, and it's something your values are your values, and for anybody that comes into the team, to know the values, and they know the rules of the game, they know the boundaries, know what they can do and what they can't do.
Yeah, because we do evening viewings, we do early morning viewings, we do weekend viewings, and you have to sit around your client. And not everyone does that, but we do, because it's what's required.
Yeah, it's part because people are so busy. Everybody has busy lifestyles, so trying to get a viewing during the day if someone is working, young family, or it doesn't matter what age, kids, no kids, people are busy. You just have to work.
Yeah, a lot of them are old school and have not changed the tradition, and we are innovative, and we're very like an American model.
Disruptors, I would say.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what.
So go back, a few years, about 5-10 years ago, when a 14, 15, 16-year-old Olga, what was the dream?
I wanted to be an architect. I was very arty, and I loved business studies. So I thought that if I merged the business studies and the art together, that it would be an architect. But what happened was I didn't get grades. And but very early on, Candice, I didn't know this, but obviously the teachers knew this. I was head girl in 5th year, and they seen the leadership. So I was always a good leader, always a good problem solver, and always having solutions for things. And this is where the McAteer Solutions name comes from. But 10 years ago, or back when I was 14, 15, I wanted to be an architect. Didn't get the grades. And then what happened was I took a Saturday job, got a taste of money, went to technical college, then got a summer job with the same person in the Saturday job, which was Crea Concrete at the time. Left technical college after 2 years after my BTEC. And the director says to me, Olga, do you want a full-time job? Well, it was like, full-time job, straight out of education. This is great. And what happened was I just grew up in that company, got a huge amount of experience. I was there 15 years. I think I worked in every division in it. which was absolutely fantastic. Had 5 kids during that, and a divorce. And it just was natural progression. But I was always hungry. Always. Every target was met every month, what was ever given to me. And I was always a go-getter. And then what happened was the crash happened, and then I got picked up by another competitor during the crash, which was fantastic because I was never unemployed. And even during the crash. But I did not ever think that I would be an estate agent. Just by a complete and utter accident, because I suppose I found what I was good at and what was to deliver and help people on my journey in business, and just to do a really good job. That's me. And in leadership, again, was, I suppose, from early days, the teachers, you know, they saw that.
That's what I was actually going to pick up and ask you about.
Yeah.
So what I've heard there's leadership.
Yeah.
Solutions. And
yeah.
But leadership at 14, 15, 5th year, you know, where did that leadership come from? Who was the people around you?
Yeah.
You know, you were driven, so it had to be somebody that who was the people who influenced you back in the early days?
My influencer probably was my mother and my grandmother. Okay. So my grandmother owned a little corner shop up in the Cross Keys outside Trimmbridge. And she was a businesswoman. All right. So I was half reared between my grandmother and my mother. My mother was always out working. All right. My father was a worker as well. So, and I was the first grandchild on both sides of my mother and father's side. So I was, let's say, the little golden child. And not that I was spoiled.
Do we call that spoiled nowadays?
Yeah, but not spoiled with money, but spoiled with love and spoiled with direction.
Yeah.
So my grandmother owned her own business. My mother worked for the government, but she worked from probably 7 in the morning till maybe 11 o'clock at night. She was only paid 9 to 5, but it was her work ethos.
Yeah.
My father was a mechanic. He owned his own business. And again, it was just a thing in the family. And that probably hunger. I didn't pass my 11 plus. I didn't pass all my GCSEs, but I was hungry. And I didn't like the fact either that I was made redundant in my job. That hurt because I thought, why was I not kept? You know, but hindsight, that made me, you know, who I was at that time, because it made me more driven to succeed.
More resilient.
And then during that time, after I was laid off, I went back to university because I had this sting in me. I can do this. I'm better than this. So it was proven to myself that I can educate myself, and I ended up with a master's degree. So it was like, and then the master's degree just gave me more fire in the belly.
Yeah, it's something I, you know, come across an awful lot is successful people. It's the environment that they're surrounded by at a young age.
Yeah.
You know, really shapes their ambition, their drive, their work ethic. And even from my previous role, you know, when you were looking at CVs all the time, person with all the A's and the first class degrees and all the rest, if they'd never worked, you're going like, they're not going to have a clue.
No.
They're going to be intellectually brilliant, but they're not going to know how to speak or have a conversation or have that banter, which is so important in the solutions part of the business. Being able to listen and being able to hear two sides of the story and try and find a common ground.
Yes.
So what advice would you, looking back now, what advice would you give yourself, or what would you do differently?
I would jump quicker.
From creative
business quicker.
Okay.
Yeah. and I would not hold back. I would just go for it quicker. Like, I'm 50. I probably, well, again, there's no right or wrong answer to this, because I wouldn't be where I am today without all the background to myself. But I would probably just go out in business quicker and just be a bit more daring and a bit more risk taking. But again, the education and the experience behind that got me to where I am today. So there's no quick fix to business. And anybody that thinks they're going to make mega money quick in year 1 and year 2, forget about it. You're only growing your brand, you're growing your name, you're growing your reputation. It's took us 7 years to get where we are today of hard grind, and I love it. And, you know, I have a vision for the company. The team are behind me. And look, there's, you know, where will we be in 5 or 10 years' time? Will we have more expansion? There'll be more branches, and we'll just be doing a better job and offering a better service all the time, and keep on innovating just to deliver. And I want to see McAteer Solutions everywhere across the north.
I was going to say, what's the 5-10 year plan now, or where's keep going?
5-10 year plan is to have more branches in certain areas. We have already completed a new branch yesterday.
That you're not telling us about.
Can't tell you where it's at, but I was jumping up and down the office yesterday that we got it. And that was fantastic.
So is it going to all be through acquisition, or is it going to, are you going to open some new sites, or is it all through acquisitions?
There'll be new sites for McAteer Solutions all over the north.
Okay, brilliant.
And the south. And don't forget, we're now over in London.
Okay. And a commercial question, where do you see the property market at? You know, how you find it currently, and what's the 3 to 5 outlook in your view? Just
in my personal and professional capacity, the market is really good at the moment. Now, people think there's going to be a crash. There's not. Now, I don't have a magic wand, but we are listening. We are seeing the same faces all the time of young couples that have been maybe trying to buy for 2 or 3 years, cannot get a property because they're either been outbid. Home movers are still moving. Shortage of stock. That's why we have to open up branches in different areas, because our vision is to grow. So we have to move out. But the prices of homes are not going to go up, but they're not going to go down. We are now at a plateau, and it's going to stay like that for a long time. Now, I do see in the next couple of years, with when the infrastructure is all sorted out and the planning department all get their heads together and sort out this whole crisis of the infrastructure, because there's not enough homes on the market. So demand is high, but stock is really low. So
that's you coming from, you know, Maherfelt, just say Mid Ulster, do you know what I mean? Where there's been, you know, probably more developments and more houses than probably anywhere else in Northern Ireland, you know, and outside the, you know, the urban areas.
The problem is the infrastructure, and to me, there's going to be another surge of work in the next, I would say, 5 years' time. I see another surge. But the problem that I also see is labour. Young ones coming up for skills, bricklayers, plasterers, welders, electricians. They're not in the training skills to come along. So there already is a shortage. There's going to be a new shortage in 5 years' time. So labour costs are going to, like, it's very expensive now at the minute to even get a bricklayer or an electrician. Because we manage property, and we have a team of people in here that we have a call of electricians, a call of plumbers. To get them and pay them is extortionate, but we have to pay them to do the small jobs.
No, the property has to be maintained.
Yes. But no, I see the market's good. I see this happening. I see a surge of work coming again in another It's starting to increase. We talk to architects, we talk to engineers daily, we talk to solicitors. Everybody is absolutely flat out. We're flat out, and there's a shortage. So what do you see in the next, I'd say, 5 years? Do you see
Yeah,
another
and
surge?
I'd agree that about the shortage and the
Yeah,
shortage is because the cost of building new,
yeah,
it's just very hard to balance it out because property
yeah,
increases haven't
yeah.
increased. They're small incremental increases, yes, but
But it's
it's not
about
much.
survival really now because stock's low. So it's surviving your business until stock levels come back up, and innovative, reaching out, and that's how we're surviving because we're innovative and we're going out to bigger sectors in different areas.
In terms of the commercial properties and the businesses, how are you finding that space?
Commercial business space, we would have probably the majority of commercial space in Mid Ulster. We have we have units for rent. Our big sector would be the commercial units, and those tend to sit like the 10,000 square foot units, the bigger ones, they tend to sit a little bit longer. But unit space from 2,000 square foot up, you could rent all day long. And I also see, Short Street, they're coming back, but after the pandemic, people they're tired of working from home.
Yeah.
So we're now seeing streets fill up with commercial property. Before you would have seen empty premises. But I know the likes of the bigger shopping centres, they're all being hit. But now we're seeing bespoke businesses open up on the main street. So
Yeah, it's funny how history just keeps repeating itself.
yeah.
From town centre to urban,
Yeah.
to out of town centre, back to town centre.
Okay. And I also see a different focus on commercial space. So say you have a full commercial building on the ground, first and second floor. They're changing it now. They go back to planning, and they're
So
changing it to a mix of residential and commercial. And we give property advice. We help people to bring more value into their property if they're struggling to fill it. We'll say, like, go change that to residential on the first and second floor, and just keep the commercial because it adds value because you're getting a bigger return on your property.
yeah. No, very good, very good. A random question: what are you currently reading?
Oh
What's the
God.
last book you've read, or do you?
You're gonna laugh. I read Ryan Serhant. He's an estate
Okay.
agent over in America. Read his. He's done a new book coming out. I like all the leadership books. So if I'm at the airport, I'll buy all the leadership books, and it's
So,
yes,
which one would you recommend to our listeners?
I like Mel Robbins one, so I did. So I like her.
Very good.
But I'll just be honest, Kenneth. I'll watch podcasts more than I would read a book, and it's getting time to read a book. So I like to probably watch rather than read. But I'll watch podcasts before I would probably read a book, which is not
No,
good.
it's just this. I find people have to invest a lot of time in themselves and their own personal development,
Yeah.
especially with everything changing so much.
Yes.
And in terms of that AI, are you doing much in terms of AI?
Yeah. So I actually went down to Dublin about a month ago, and there was an AI event, and we have to educate ourselves in AI. But we've a new start happening the middle of October, and they are coming with like how to interact AI into our business. A young, innovative person. So they're bringing AI into us. So they are, well, whatever way we can fit it in, because at the event, as someone says, the guy that was speaking said there's no person that knows AI because it keeps on changing all the time. And I have to tell you that they are professional AI, they're not, because it's always changing every day. But what I did notice, and what I was glad to hear, is they were saying that was it Microsoft and someone else had paid off 7,000, but they brought back 6,500 employees. So they paid off 7,000, and they brought back 6,500 because they reacted too quick to AI. because people still wanted people behind the AI. And estate agency is very different. We'll have to find a model that suits us because people still want to talk to people, and it's very personable estate agency. And there are some estate agent companies that were very online focused. It did not work because there was no communication, there was no one-to-one personable attachment. So we have to be able to get the two merged so that we don't lose our brand, but have AI working in the background somewhere where we can. Again, it's something that we're learning about. I am not fully educated on it. And
I don't think
I'm bringing the young
I think
people,
it's something
and
you have to
and
be
I'm
aware
bringing
of.
the young people in to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Just it's funny when we were talking there, and I thought it was interesting. So like for people buying a house, it's like it's definitely one of the top 5 milestone events that they're going to have in their lifetime.
Yes.
So what 3 tips would you give for anybody buying their dream home or the home that they're going to spend the most time of their life in?
Well, I would tell them, it's what I tell everybody, or every young or middle-aged person, is this is very simple. You have to be ready. Okay, so if you're a first-time buyer, this is simple. Have your deposit ready, have your decision in principle ready, and just view as many properties as possible, and make sure that if something, say a property is uploaded today, that you have an appointment booked within 24 hours, and do not snooze, because we tend to turn around property very quickly because we're proactive, and some clients are not used to that, and they can't believe that a house maybe is sale agreed inside 3 to 7 days, because people are proactive. They are prepared to go to an early morning viewing or a day viewing or an evening viewing, but you have to be proactive and have everything in place. If you're a homeowner, that your house is ready to market, there's no bad time to market your home, because it'll depend on location and price. So make sure your house is well priced, not overpriced. A lot of estate agents tell people what they want to hear. We will not tell you what you want to hear. We'll tell you the truth. So your house has to be priced right, and it has to be marketed right. And I would tell clients to not also go with the cheapest estate agent, because there's a reason for that, which I am not going to divulge. So it's value. Remember, it's always about value, and look at testimonials.
You pay for
Yeah,
what you get.
you pay for what you get. And if you look at our Google reviews or testimonials, we post them all the time. We have 5-star. I think we had 2 really bad ones, and I just think they were maybe just either a competitor that wrote it or a very disgruntled person. But you can't keep everybody happy.
That is life. That's life.
Yeah.
I suppose on the expansion plans and the plans in the next 5, 10 years, what will be the challenges that you will face in the business that won't allow you, or what's the biggest challenges you think on that ambition and progression for yourselves?
I don't really see it as a challenge. I see it as quite the opposite. Okay. So you're very brave in saying that.
Mm.
Our reputation is exceeding what I had ever dreamt of. Our customers and clients have, I'm not telling them, they're shouting our name out across everywhere, between solicitors, architects, clients, existing clients, and new clients. We just need to keep doing what we're doing and doing it better, and just opening up more branches, getting into new areas, and just keep on doing what we're doing, only better. And just getting our brand and our name and our signage. And our signage is seen from Derry to the port to Newry, everywhere, Belfast, everywhere. And I just need that everybody our name is McAteer Solutions, and that is the first point of call. You know, there's other estate agents you ream off their name because they're predominantly in that area, and they're predominantly across all of the north. But we are actually in the top 10% already. So to me, it is getting us in the position with the big ones, because we want to be in the top 5%, and I will not stop.
Until you're there.
And the team will not stop.
So where does this mindset come from? So nothing's a challenge, you know, and but you also know that there's tough days there. So you must, that how do you, in the tough days, how do you
keep going?
What is the 30-second, 5-minute switch, or what do you do to try and get park move on and go again?
I'll probably have a breakdown for 24 hours.
Oh, 24 hours, okay.
Yeah, so if I have a really tough week or something happens, you know, because that happens in business, you get the knocks.
Of course it does.
So if I get a tough knock, I will turn around inside 24 hours. And believe me, I've had many knocks, Canis, but it's just my mindset. And once I get that knock, the next day I wake up, I jump out of bed and I go on fire twice as hard. Yeah. And I think that's the leadership in you. That's you just never give up. It makes me stronger. So the more knocks I get, the stronger I am. And that makes sense. My resilience.
Yeah.
And I actually probably take great pride by, if I get a knock, now they're not easy, and I might cry in a corner, I'll just be honest, and maybe pull the car over and say, I can't believe that happened, or so on, because I'm human.
Of course.
And I'll maybe ring Donal, who's my other half, who is complete opposite to me. And I think I need that. I also have a mentor, which we never mentioned. So, and I'll bounce something off him and he'll say, that's okay, that's good, that's happened, and so on and so forth. Next. So, so I have people and I have a team around me. So, and you have to have the belief and the vision to keep doing what you're doing and doing it really well. And our clients, we have huge social following on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, and I have lovely comments. And I know it's not about that, but you see, if I get one person that I've made happy today, it's not about the money. I don't chase money. So it's all about just doing a really good job. If I sell 1 or 2 homes today, I'm happy because my clients are happy because we've done a good job. And money was never my
driver.
Never.
Yeah. It's funny you're saying there about we would always use a lot in the coaching. You know, every event, the outcome is based on your response.
Yes.
You know, it actually goes back to the whole physics. You know, the knock on of the particles and that together. So, response is very much dependent on what your or the outcome is very much dependent on what your response is to the event.
And everybody has problems in business.
Oh, come here. Does everyone, especially successful businesses.
Yes.
But what you said there is very true and resonates. You know, it's how you bounce out of bed in the morning.
Every morning.
Sets the tone for the day.
Yeah. It's like staff look at me and they go, she's crazy.
And you set the tone when you come into the office. You know, if you've got when I coach people, I tell them, see if you've had an argument with a partner or a sibling or someone on your way to work.
Yeah.
Don't get out of the car. Don't get out of the car and go into the office. Sit there for 5 seconds. Put the game face back on again, because you set the tone in the office or the workplace for the day.
That's right.
You're leading the team. You're setting the tone. And they're going, oh shit, she's in bad form today. He's in bad form today.
That's right.
What did I do? Do you know what I mean? And that, if you're having a dinner party, who do you invite?
This is really cheesy, okay? And you're going to probably say,
go for
but
it.
I would not. Do you know who I would invite? And I thought long and hard about this. I would actually invite my grandmother, who's dead.
Yeah.
I would invite my aunt, she's also dead, and my mother, 4 of us.
Very good.
That's who
Female power.
I don't have anybody in business that I probably would invite. I would invite my relations that are dead to let them know how successful that I've become.
That's nice. That's nice.
Mhm.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Come on, anything else you'd like to add there just before we finish up with our listeners?
Not really. Just to any man or woman that's got into business, you know, just go for it. I help other ladies. We are in the Women in Business. I went through the growth program in it, and we have a little team that we just still stay together, and we created a WhatsApp group, and we put in Friday wins every Friday. It's really good. And whether you're having a problem, you'll put into that group, can anyone help me with this or that? And just support people and just be a really good person in business. Because there's so much greed and so much jealousy, and there's not a jealous bone in my body. I just love to see people doing well, and we love doing a really good job, and I love to inspire the team around us. But just to be a
Good
decent
person. Be a good
human
person.
being. Because as I said to my team, and I want to be fit to be able to walk down any street, no matter where I go, and never have to look behind me. There's a lot of business people that can't do that. And that was always my morals and vision in business, to be a good, decent person in business and don't do any ill will to anybody. And that has stayed true to me, and that will always stay true to our brand.
Yeah.
And just be a good person in business.
Brilliant, brilliant, Olga. Come here, as you say, stick to your values, Olga.
Yes.
It's been brilliant, and thank you very much.